Hey guys, what's up? This is Hussein Tabi at crazytoonstudio.com. So, in the last lecture, we learned about animation and graph editor. And in this lecture, we are going to continue with the understanding of graph editor. So, let's import something and let's have this one here. Okay, let me fit this and let me create something here to animate on this triangle. So I'm taking one ellipse tool, press shift and then drag. So this will create, if you create like this, it can be the ellipse. Sorry, don't create like this. Don't select your layer, otherwise it will become mask. The mask you will learn in later class. So just select anywhere here and then choose the shape layer and then create the shape. Just press the shift and drag so it will be proper circle. And I will take this anchor point from here and take in the middle of this circle. Press Ctrl so it will snap here. And then move it here. Okay, I want to scale this. Scale a bit. Very little like this. So it will fit in this. Yeah, this is okay. Make it 70. Yeah, then I will put the one key here in the position. Okay, in 1 second, I want this to be here. Okay, then in 2 seconds it will be here. And in 3 seconds, this will back to this position from where it started. Okay, now you see, sorry, as I dragged, this is not straight, okay? Right, so let me tell you something. In here we have two values, right? Spatial and temporal. The temporal refers to whatever you do here, like the difference between these two keyframes. The time duration between these two keyframes is temporal. Okay, so when you move this, you see these dots are changing. So this is near, the speed is far. Speed is more, as this is so far from each other. And here the distance is increased. That means here it will be slow. So when you move this and you play and you see, that is very fast and then slow and then not. Okay, whatever the difference here is, equal distance here. All right, and if I close this two keyframe also, then this part is very slow here. This is fast and this is fast. So when you play, you will see like this. All right, and whatever you change here is spatial properties, right? Like you click this and you move this. So if you move this, these keys are not changing, right? These are at the same level. The difference is same. There is no change. Okay. So you can right click here and you can go to keyframe interpolation. Okay. And when you go here, you can see here the temporal interpolation and spatial interpolation. So right now we want to change this spatial interpolation. So when you click on linear and okay, so you can see it is now linear, no smoothness is there. Click here, go to keyframe interpolation, make this also linear. Okay, and the difference I will adjust. So this is I'm changing now the temporal. Whenever you want, you can click here, you can go here, keyform interpolation, and here is your temporal property. If you make this continuous Bezier or something like that, you can see this is now it's become easy ease. All right, no change here. The change will be seen in the dots, but not in the path. Okay. So whenever you want to change here, for example, you want to change the path here, then again you have to go here, keyframe interpolation, and this special should be like auto Bezier, and then you can change it. Right. Let me make this Bezier. So when you click Bezier, that means you can move one handle at a time. So if I want, I can make it like this. So it will sorry. So it will be like straight and then curve and then straight. All right. So let's change this again back to linear. Okay. So now the keyframes are on equal distance, and we have this path here. Okay. Now go to the graph editor, and you can see by default, when you animate this, right, definitely you are moving this particular circle in X and Y both positions. Right? It's not like moving like this or like this. It is actually coming like this. That means X and Y both are affecting. Okay. So you can anytime right click here and separate the dimension. So you can see the value X here and value Y here, and you can change this anytime you want. All right. But to change the speed from here is quite difficult. Why? See, we have two values here, two graph here. Sorry, one is sorry, one is a speed graph and one is value graph. Most of the time, I like to play with value graph. I will show you the difference later. In this graph editor, you can see this. First, let's have a look on some features. So these are like the selected property show or not to show. You can just click on and off. All right. If I select, nothing will visible here. This one is off. Likewise, the other stuff. Here you will have all these things. If you have marker, you want to see or not. If you have audio, then audio frame waveform will be visible here. Right now we are working with value graph. If you click on speed graph, this is slightly change. Okay, the speed graph is not like as a value graph. This is little weird. So let me undo. So now the dimensions are not separate, and you can see this speed graph here. All right, and this is your value graph. Okay, this one is the box. If you select the uh, points here, okay, and if you have this box on, that means you can scale it. You can increase or decrease the duration altogether. Snapping, this is like fit to the window, fit to the selection. If you have all the selected only these values, you click on here, so this will be zoom out. If you have click here, then this will be zoom out. And then these are we have already seen. It's like a different name here, but it's same. Let me go to the value graph, and you can see you can click here, and this is easy in, easy out, and easy ease. Okay, so you can anytime change this and play with it. Let me undo. Okay, and this is a speed graph, so you can see when I'm moving this, these dots are affecting too much. Okay, you can see this. Okay. And when you go to the value graph, here's the value graph. Okay. Same thing. If let's say I want to adjust something in this point, this is my second key, like this one, right? You can press easy ease, right? You can move, but it is difficult here to adjust the speed. All right. Anytime you can select this and you can separate this here, and then you can, sorry, yeah, and you can play with it. From here only, you can change whatever you want. All right. So let me tell you how this graph actually works. All right. For that, let me import something else here. I have, I'm sorry. I'm still having throat infection. Okay. So now I have this thing. Yeah. And let's create the same circle here. Which can fit here. Shift and then drag. All right. I can put this here a little more small. But before that, what I want is I will take this here. Okay. Then you go to you control D, press control D so you can copy two more time here. And I'll just press shift and move so it will be in a line. All right. So now let me rearrange all these things. Like this will be the second layer. Okay. This is the third layer and this one is the first layer. Okay. So I have this three layer here, three layers, and let's just select all these three together. Press P and key here. And in 2 seconds, I want all these to be here. Okay. Now you see these three things, three balls here. And you will see that this all three are linear. Let me do one more thing here. Let's this work area to be finished here. You can press N to set the work area. Okay. So now you see all three are same, linear animation we call it. Because you can see here there's keys are linear. Okay. What we can do here, let's see how we can change the speed with graph editor. So what I'll do, let's keep this as it is, linear. Okay. Let's change the second one to the easy ease. Press F9. Oops, sorry. This is the third one here. And this is the second one. Yeah. So press F9. And now again, when I play, you will see a little difference in this second layer. The second is starting slowly, in the middle it is fast, and then again it is slowing down when it is stopped, right? So go to here, the graph editor, click on the position of this. Let's separate the dimensions, and I want to adjust the x position here. Now what this graph says, right? You need to understand how this graph works to give good animations to your layers. This graph will change the complete personality of your animations. Okay, so here is this point, and here is this point. Okay, if I let me fit this here. Okay, let's change this. Right, when you are moving this, you can see on the top something is happening. You can see the difference in the dots. Okay, what we'll do here, let me little zoom out this one. Yeah, okay. So let's say if I want to increase the speed here, right, and then slow down here, what you have to do is take this up. Right, when you take this up, you can see here, when you take your mouse here, you can see this pixel values. See this, the speed is increasing, the values are increasing. Okay, if I take this here like this, you can see this spacing has got the difference between the dots is actually decreased. All right, and here the difference is increased. So that means this part is saying that from here this ball will be fast and then it will slow down. Okay, the more stiffness means more speed, and more flat means more slow. Here this is actually almost stop. Okay, and if you want it to little movement, then you should have a curve like this, so there will be little movement. So let's play and see what happens. So you can see the behavior is completely changed. It is starting with very good and high speed, and then it slows down before it stops. All right, let's say you want to do opposite. You want to start this very slow, and then it should stop here with the speed. Okay, like the magnet is catching something. All right, what you can do is decrease the speed here and increase the speed here. Okay, like this. It's almost stop here. Now when I play, you can see the difference. See, it's almost stop. It's almost stop till here. Then it start, and then if you want to start moving from here, then never keep this flat. Give a little bit of a speed here. So you see, it is moving from start. It's not stop, but very slow. Okay, and if you want to do easy, that means start slowly, then gradually speed will increase, and then again slows down. So slow here and slow here. So this is also slow and this is also slow. So in between these part, the steepness has become faster. So you see here, you can easily see here the dots. So now when I play, you can see the difference. All right, so let's do this like this. And let's now select this one, separate dimension, and select this X value. And let me change the behavior of this like this. This is the third layer. Okay, this one. So now when I play, you can see the difference between all three layers. All the layers are actually have same duration, 2 seconds. Here I don't want it to be stopped, so I'll give little bit of movement here. Yeah. So now you can see the first one is linear, second one starting fast and then become slow, the third one is slow and then become fast. So this is the power of graph editing. All right, you need to understand this before we go ahead, because in the next class we are going to start with the principles. And to understand the principles, when I animate something, you should know how I'm moving the graph. Okay. So the assignment for today is nothing, but you need to practice all this. Just understand the graph. The ball bounce you did, you must have done in the practice of the last lecture. With that, now you add a little more details in it. Okay, add some more details with this graph editor, and play with the value graph. All right. Now, when you see the speed graph, it is a little different. Right. See, this is the opposite. The speed graph is a little opposite, and the movement is also something different here. It's a little weird, but actually, It works the same way. It works. I mean, the speed graph will also do the same thing, but the value graph too. The procedure, the process of working is a little different. I always prefer to work with value graph. Yeah, some cases will be there where you won't find value. All right, I'll show you some ways where you don't find value. If you go to the value graph, you will not be able to see anything. In that case, you need to adjust only the speed. Example, when we do masking or something, the mask has no values. Right? Value graph work only when you have a value of something. Otherwise, it will not show anything. So there will be um, some circumstances where you will not have value. You will have the speed graph only. So in that case, how to manage the things, I'll show you that one. So this is enough for this lecture. All right. Inshallah, see you in the next lecture with the principles of animations. Thank you. See ya. Have a nice day.